What's up, everybody? This is Sean.
This is Alan.
And this is Inside the Square, the wrestling podcast, coming at you nearly every week from sunny St. Mary's, California, Maryland. What's good, Big Daddy?
WrestleMania.
It's coming soon. Coming soon.
My favorite match on the card is going to be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Universal Championship.
Oh, you want to jump off in the deep end. Who you got?
I got Cody Rhodes all day. All day. It's going to be some interference, but Cody Rhodes is going to even the odds.
I like Cody Rhodes. I said it before, and I'll say it again. His dad, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, my favorite wrestler all time. I feel like he was owed the way he was treated in WWE by Vince McMahon. You know, he signed him, tried to embarrass him, and it always stuck with me. That was the kind of disrespect Vince was known for. You know, he was also known for giving people chances and stuff like that. But the dude, you know, if he didn't like you, he buried you. He give you a silly gimmick. He'll put you in a mid-card match against somebody and then have the dude who's a nobody, the jobber, beat you. You know, he was that kind of a-hole. You know, I'm not disparaging Vince because he didn't. You know, he took a company his dad founded and made it into a multinational phenomenon. But the dude had a vindictive side to him, man. He really did. But I hope Cody Rhodes come home with that belt too.
Yeah.
You know, I've always liked Cody Rhodes. I liked him when he was with the Legacy.
Legacy was really good.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty good too.
Their leader was Randy Orton.
Yeah. He had a good run at NWA. I think he won the NWA Heavyweight Championship.
Bunch of times.
Well, not a bunch of times, but he's won it. And it was the belt, same belt his dad won.
Yeah.
You know, 10 pounds of gold, shot out to NWA. But it's something to see him on this stage. He's performing, cutting amazing promos. He cut a really good promo with Paul Heyman.
And Sami Zayn, too.
Yeah, the one with Paul Heyman kind of touched me, though, because I was like, damn.
Nobody saw that coming.
I didn't either.
Me neither. It caught me off guard.
Yeah, talking about how his dad was, you know, down and out on his luck, and ECW came to town and gave him a chance. And I was just like, you know, that was kind of deep.
Very deep.
And Paul Heyman, you could tell it probably bothered him that he even recited that story, recounted that story. Because, you know, Paul Heyman, you know, they underestimate his talent too.
Yeah.
The dude built ECW from nothing.
ECW was the legendary show I liked.
It was crazy, man. I mean, we've seen some of the highlight shows with New Jack and some Sandman.
Sabu, Rob Van Dam.
Taz. The Nasty Boys. I mean, the Dudleys. It's just they've had some classic ones.
And Awesome Mike, you want to call it?
Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome.
I remember Mike Awesome.
Mike Awesome was pretty good. He was really good.
Awesome Bomb.
Yeah.
He was a really, I would say, good wrestler, but he was a good big man.
And Nunzio was there too.
There's a lot of them. FBI, full-blooded Italians. Terry Smothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had some talent, man. It was just, you know, ahead of its time. You know,
they got shut down, yeah.
Yeah, ultra-violent, and then, you know, competing with Vince and competing with WCW.
They tried.
They tried their damnedest. It just didn't work out.
It didn't work out than it expected it to be.
Yeah, I mean, Paul Heyman was doing a lot of stuff, man. He was writing the show, he was producing
the script,
and he was directing it. And he was, you know, basically talking, you know, making the talent do what the talent's supposed to do. And then he had a bunch of dudes from indie circuits who were just in cast-offs.
Kurt Angle was in ECW too.
Well, Kurt Angle was in the version that Vince McMahon bought the rights to.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the original one.
No, he wasn't.
He wasn't in the original one. You know, one of my favorite wrestlers from ECW was Shane Douglas.
Shane Douglas.
You remember him? The franchise?
I think he was pretty good. He was really good.
He was their heavyweight champion a few times. Really good wrestler.
Yeah.
Just didn't get the push he needed in WCW or WWE. But he was a really good wrestler. A lot of people don't remember him, man. But that dude, he had some knee problems too. But he was a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
Back on track. Some good news and bad news. Brock Lesnar is going to wrestle. It looks like he's going to wrestle almost at WrestleMania.
But they're going to tease it.
turns out he turned down a match to wrestle Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
And I'm curious of why he did that now. But who you got between he and Omos?
Brock Lesnar.
I got Brock Lesnar too.
Yeah.
Why you got Brock?
Because Brock is more faster than Omos, in my opinion.
Who you think strongest?
Brock Lesnar.
You know what, man? I don't know. I think he might be stronger than him too. Because you see the videos of Brock Lesnar working out. That dude's a machine, man.
Bruh, his genetics are not real.
I wouldn't say genetics. I'd say his other enhancements are not real. But the dude he's special, and he's wrestled big people like Omos before.
Yeah, like the Big Show.
Or Braun Strowman.
Yeah, he beat Braun Strowman a bunch of times.
Yeah, but Omos is bigger than them.
Yeah.
It's bigger and taller. So I'm curious to see how this is going to work out. And it's funny, too. Strowman doesn't have a match at WrestleMania.
No, that's weird.
Doesn't have a match, and they're paying him all that money. What you think about that?
He needs a WrestleMania match, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. Bobby Lashley, since Lesnar turned down Bray Wyatt, Bobby Lashley's going to wrestle Bray Wyatt. Who you got, player?
I got to go with Bobby Lashley.
I got to go with Bray Wyatt.
Why Bray Wyatt?
It's just something about him, man. The dude is special. He's a fan favorite. He's way more popular than Bobby Lashley.
What if Bobby Lashley pulls it off?
I could see either one of them winning.
Yeah.
I would prefer to see Bray Wyatt winning. I don't know about the funny stuff that he's doing now with his character. I like it better when he's like the cult leader.
Yeah.
But, to each his own. I don't know. I really don't know. I think that Bray Wyatt's going to win, and somehow, some way, his Firefly Funhouse crew is going to interfere with that match.
Yeah. And go against Roman Reigns or something.
I don't know, man. I think if one of those people win Money in the Bank or something like that,
yeah,
it's gonna be really interesting.
Very interesting.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair. Do you like her as a heel or as a face?
As a heel.
I like her as a heel too.
Yeah.
Just like her dad before her, I think she works really well as a heel.
Better than babyface.
Yeah, because she's really good at mic skills. She's good at embarrassing people.
Yeah.
And just showing them up. Like, look at Rhea Ripley. She's showing her up a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Because, she just out-wrestled her. Rhea Ripley's big and physical, but Charlotte is big and physical too.
Yeah, they have the same background, but different.
I think Charlotte's probably been wrestling, she's been wrestling pretty much her whole life.
Long time.
Her whole life.
Yeah.
And she grew up in the business. Rhea Ripley's been wrestling her whole life too, and she's still growing up. I mean, she's still in her early, she's what, 22, 23?
No, she's 24.
24, I'm sorry. She's still young as hell, but she's been the world champion at 3 different places.
Yeah.
3 different places. 3 different big places.
Yeah.
NXT, UK, NXT, and the Women's Championship in WWE.
Yeah. That was Raw.
But she's been champ everywhere she's been at.
She might get that one from SmackDown. Maybe, but it really depends on booking.
I think she's going to win it.
Yeah.
She'll be a Grand Slam champ. Which is crazy to say at 24.
And she's been women's tag team champions too.
Yeah. She's had every belt in the company.
Yeah.
Literally.
I agree with you.
So it's kind of weird to see her in that position.
Now she's on SmackDown.
Yeah. What do you think about Bianca Belair?
Incredible.
Yeah, I think they need to, I know they're pushing her now. I think they need to push her even more.
Even more?
Yeah. I think she's like the face, she's going to be like the face of the company, man.
Like right now?
Right now, man, she is one of their biggest stars, period.
Yeah.
She put asses in seats.
Like she has to go against Asuka.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the most interesting matches all night.
Yeah.
Don't get me to lie. That's when I would pay money to, I mean, we got pay-per-view. But that's the money, that's money I would pay to see.
Yeah.
Because that's such a special, I mean, those are 2 special wrestlers. Asuka's very talented.
She's amazing.
And she's been champ everywhere she's been too.
Yeah.
New Japan Pro,
NXT,
now the main roster. I mean, tag team champs.
Yeah,
she's had every belt too, and I don't know, man. I kind of get worried about Bianca Belair wrestling her.
I got to go for Asuka.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I would like Bianca to win that belt.
Retain.
I'm sorry, retain that belt. You're right. Retain that belt. But some tell me Asuka, it might be her time.
It might be her time right now.
It might be her time. Speaking of someone whose time, what about Roxanne Perez? How long do you think she's going to hold that belt?
Maybe at Stand and Deliver.
I think they should push Lash Legend.
No, they need to push Zoe Stark. In my opinion, we know Zoe Stark is an amazing athlete.
She's always hurt, though.
Yeah.
Lash Legend's never hurt. She always goes out and performs. You know,
I want to see Tiffany Stratton or Lash Legend getting that belt.
I'd like to see Lash Legend get a shot at that belt, man. She looks the part. She goes out and performs, and she has decent mic skills too.
Yeah.
So, and I think they need to start preparing a world for her, like in the main roster, because a lot of the people in the main roster, they're not getting no younger.
No, they're not. They're getting older.
They're getting older, and most of the people that are on the main roster, women-wise, are older.
Yeah.
Not to be ageist or anything. Anybody can go out and compete, but they got to start building them. Building their brand.
Like NXT, like they have young talent, like Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker, Roxanne Perez.
I mean, NXT is the developmental league, but some of those, they need to start figuring some of the stuff out now.
Right now, yeah.
Right now, man. Like if you look at AEW, the problem with their roster, a lot of those guys are too old.
Yeah.
Not to say they're too old, but they're past their prime. You know, I like Jericho, I like Moxley, I like all those guys, but these guys, Jericho's in his 40s.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy's in his 40s.
Yeah.
He's out here wrestling Hook.
Wrestling Hook.
Yeah, he wrestled Hook.
He lost to Hook.
Yeah, Hook beat his ass. But the thing is, he's still out here performing. Jericho's still out here performing, but these guys are way past their prime.
Yeah.
Way past their prime.
They've been Grand Slam champion.
Jericho's had every belt you can think of.
Yeah. WWE, Ring of Honor, even AEW.
Yeah. He's had championships across countries, across different companies. But it's just like, at some point, you got to start cultivating new talent.
What about John Moxley?
I think Moxley might be in his prime now.
Yeah.
Or a little bit out of his prime, but he's still really good.
What about MJF?
I like MJF. The problem with him is his gimmick gets old.
Very old, yeah.
He's supposed to be wrestling Bryan Danielson.
That's going to be a really good match.
Yeah, MJF's a really good wrestler, too. He's probably going to beat Bryan Danielson, the American Dragon. But like I said, MJF's his gimmick gets really, it wears on you.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
really
I like that he's a jerk to everybody. That's like his persona. But it gets old, man.
It really does. What about Bryan Danielson?
His wrestling gimmick is not really a gimmick. It's like who he is.
Yeah, let's just fight in the ring.
Yeah, let's go work this out. You punch me in the mouth, I punch you in the mouth. I put you in a hole, you put me in a hole. Let's see who the better wrestler is.
Yeah.
I like that. Because
that's him.
That's him. And MJF is kind of like his character.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think he would work on WWE.
Yeah.
Because he's... I don't know. I don't know how he is in the locker room. Anything like that. I don't know the man. But
what about Jamie Hayter?
I think she's going to beat Ruby Soho and Saraya. Excuse me, Jesus. I think so. I think she's going to beat both of them. I'd like Ruby Soho to win that belt,
but it's just not her time yet.
I disagree with that. I think she's done enough in both brands because she was with NXT, she was with the main roster
and the Riot Squad.
Yeah, she was in the Riot Squad, and she's been in AEW for a while too.
Yeah,
and she really puts on a good show, man. Good mic skills. Yeah. And she goes out and really performs really well, given whoever she's in there with.
Remember, she almost beat Jade Cargill?
She should have beat her.
Yeah.
I don't even want to get on that whole topic because last time we talked about Jade Cargill, people started acting crazy. about some of the stuff we were saying. So I'm going to stay away from that this week. But, don't get me started on her streak and all the other stuff. I think she needs to lose that. I'll say it. She needs to lose the damn belt.
Yeah.
And, either they need to have her lose that belt.
Or vacate it.
And then focus on Jamie Hayter, a feud with her. I think that would be interesting. Or a feud with Britt Baker.
Yeah.
But to keep her in the same position is very stale.
Yeah.
Just me and you talking. Two dudes don't know nothing about nothing. But I think they should figure that out now.
Now.
Please don't come at my head about what I just said about Jade Cargill. But that's how I feel. And I do feel that Jamie Hayter, Ruby Soho, Britt Baker, they're better wrestlers than Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
They're just better wrestlers. Right now, at this stage in their career, they're better.
Way better.
Way better. What do you think about Chris I'm sorry. Chris Adonis is what they call him at NWA. But he used to be Chris Masters. He's supposed to be wrestling. He wants to wrestle Tyrus for the NWA Heavyweight Championship. What do you think about that?
I think Chris Masters got a chance.
I don't know, man. I feel like the same way with them, too. They need to bring up a homegrown dude.
Like Trevor Murdoch.
Well, Trevor Murdoch used to be in WWE.
Yeah, but they didn't push him.
They did push him. WWE didn't push. Well, he was a tag team champion.
Yeah, he was only once.
Yeah, but he was he was a champion.
Yeah.
Like I said, we talked about Tyrus a few weeks ago. I don't know if Chris Adonis is the right dude to take that belt off of him.
I think Matt Cardona is.
I think Matt Cardona is too, and I think eventually he's going to win it.
Yeah, sooner or later.
But I don't think Chris Adonis is the right dude. I really don't.
Like, what if interference, like Chris Adonis wins that belt?
I just don't agree with that.
Like, he would be a transitional champion, then Matt Cardona wins the belt.
I think Matt Cardona should be the guy who beats
Tyrus
for that belt. Chris Adonis just beat Trevor Murdoch.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, like I said, I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I think that they need to figure that out too, because they have an old guy problem.
Yeah.
A really old dude shouldn't be the dude to help to be your champion.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be the dude to help be a champion. I think Tyrus is 50. Seriously, he's like 50.
Yeah.
Old dudes shouldn't be the face of that company. It should be somebody that's in their prime right now.
Like Matt Cardona?
That's why I was so shocked when Nick Aldis left the company. Because I'm like, come on, man.
Why did he left the company?
I don't know, man. Maybe a different opportunity somewhere.
Yeah.
But he left. And he was probably the best champion they had ever had.
Like, he had it for 2 years. Full 2 years.
Dude was good, man.
And he lost to Trevor Murdoch for some reasons.
Trevor Murdoch wanted to... Hey, man, say what you want about Trevor Murdoch, but that dude goes out and puts it on the line every time he goes in the ring.
He was a two-time.
Murdoch exemplified that belt. He
wanted
to be champion. He had been at it for his whole career.
His whole career, yeah.
And you're going to tell me that he shouldn't have had a shot at it? He reminded me a lot of Harley Race. The way he spoke, he kind of connected with the people, and he was really proud. Tyrus is the same way. He's really proud to have that belt. And I think as fans, sometimes we overlook some of these guys who wouldn't give him a shot at a bigger brand.
Yeah.
He's really proud to hold that, they call it 10 pounds of gold.
Yeah.
So proud to hold it. I think we overlook, their stories. And that's why I think, Tyrus is, for what he is, he's good to have that belt. But I think they need to transition to someone who's younger.
Yeah. I have to agree with you.
And while we're on the subject of belts, we're going to wrap up with the thoughts about, does AEW have too many damn belts?
I think it's like, yes.
I think it's damn yes. They have way too many damn belts. They got a Mid-Atlantic belt. They got a TNT belt.
They have a TBS belt.
They have a TBS belt. They have a FTW belt.
And they have the trio belts.
They have the trio belts. They have the tag team belts. And then they have the world championship.
Yeah.
Bro, that's just way too many damn belts.
I would get rid of the trio belts.
I would get rid of the trio belt and the Mid-Atlantic one. Or the TNT one.
Not the Mid-Atlantic one.
I will make...
No.
I would formulate it. I would make it 2 mid-card belts, 1 heavyweight championship, 1 tag team belt.
Yeah, the Guns have the AEW tag team champion.
I like the Guns. I think they're doing really well. But I think that they have too many belts in AEW.
What if Orange Cassidy becomes tag team champions with Dan Housen? You want to call
Dan
it?
Housen?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
They're super popular. Dan Housen is probably one of the most popular wrestlers they have.
Yeah.
You might not think it, but man, that dude's everywhere.
They should have pushed him.
He's funny and he's good in the ring, but I don't know how accomplished he is as a wrestler.
Yeah.
But he the guy's everywhere. I mean, he has an action figure. He has this and that. He signs autographs every time they show him. And he's probably one of the most popular wrestlers they got.
Yeah.
It's just that in the ring, I don't know, man. But like I said, getting back to the original conversation, I think they have too many belts in AEW. I think they need to do something and either consolidate, merge some of the belts like WWE did.
Yeah.
Or just eliminate them.
That's probably a good idea.
The reason NXT works so well, they only have 1 mid-card belt.
Just one.
Just one. And that's a North American championship.
Yeah.
And that's a belt they took from the old school Mid-Atlantic days.
Yeah.
But they should only have 1 mid-card belt.
Just one.
One. And, 1 heavyweight championship. That's like I said, that's why NXT works so well. They have few belts, and everybody can have a trophy.
You're right.
Just my suggestion. What do we know? Anything you want to close off with, Big Daddy?
I really want Cody Rhodes to win those belts. I want him to win those belts, bro.
I do too. I love Cody. I'm rooting for you, bro. Rooting for Cody Rhodes. I can't wait to see WrestleMania and see what we get. Well, until next time, I'll see you down the road.
Bye.